There's fan art.
The fucking Fnaf movie 2 trailer. The day has finally come, and I have to.
I will fuck the shit out of that robot, man.
Usually I like to record my reactions whenever these come out, but I couldn't this time, so if you do want an idea of how I reacted, it pretty much went down like this. There is so much shown here, and I mean that in the best way possible, not in the, oh, well, let's go ahead and spoil our entire movie sort of way. I mean in the way where it's still disjointed enough to where you still can't really fully tell what's going on, so you still can speculate if you need. You can still speculate if you need. I don't know if I'm the only one who thought this, but, you know, with the first shot of the trailer being this blue van, I mean, come on now. I highly doubt it really means anything. It's probably just like with introducing Vanessa in the first movie. They're just combining modern and older parts of the lore together, especially since it belongs not to Fazbear Entertainment, but instead to just the movie's fresh meat, the movies we need to kill, so let's introduce these characters for the purpose of killing them, sort of deal. Funny how that goes both ways, both just kind of fresh meat for the grinder. But what's especially interesting is what McKenna Grace's character says.
You're thinking of the franchise location. This is the original.
Now this is a tough nut to crack. Unlike mine when I see Toy Chica. Seems like Scott's back to the old tactic of just informative enough to get the point across without actually giving anything away. On the surface, this seems like a big lore reveal, but really, is it? They're talking about Freddy's, not Fred Bears, and how else are they gonna explain the Spring Bonnie and Golden Freddy suit without having a Fred Bears as the original? If anything, them talking only in the context of Freddy buildings would actually line up well with the games. After all, FNAF 2 being 1987, while FNAF 1 is like sometime 1990s. Did we ever figure that out? However, if the full movie comes out and I am to believe otherwise that she was also including Fred Bears, then, guess you gotta add one to the fucking Fazburger. Then it seems after a year has passed from the first movie, Mike and Vanessa are on a date trying to live normal lives. I wonder if their waiter's gonna be a familiar looking Ness after getting fired from Sparky's goes to work at this fancy schmancy place. But seriously, is Matt Pat gonna return in this movie? It seems like he'd be really interested, but also I know he's busy like saving the US from an AI invasion or some shit. The end credits need to be Matt Pat coming up on the screen saying, "Attention, all US citizens, vote Matt Pat 2026. Or whatever the fuck your people vote. I don't remember. I don't know why, but this scene also just sort of made me think of... If you know, you know. We also see this shot of Vanessa very directly resembling Mike from the first movie, in my mind confirming, although it was obvious already, that Dream Theory will return, but with Vanessa instead of Mike. Old Patriot Pat would be proud. In order to ease Abby's mind, Mike is going, hey, you know about your friends that are dead and dead people are like dead and they don't exist anymore? They're dead? Well, they're not. We're gonna go back and fix them, I promise. Oh yeah, when? It seems like Mike's plan comes back to bite him in the ass when Abby gets a message from her Faz talker to go visit the pizzeria. Following a suspicious walkie-talkie voice to go help out a friend. What if the fucking FNAF movie Fazburger is real? Abby goes into the FNAF 2 location, sees Fredbear's Family Diner built beneath it, and frees the mimic. Could that really be the case? Well, obviously not. Obviously, Abby is actually the mimic mimicking Garrett, but is gender swapped because the mimic is conflicted about his sexuality. I call this theory God Garrett. Abmic theory. Eventually, her Faz talker leads her to the new location where she meets Toy Chica. One Faz talker, please. Actually, now that I think about it, how did she get this Faz talker? Did Mike just fucking find it at his like Walmart and just buy it, give it to her? The only place I could really think of is maybe the Faz Fest. Maybe that's where she got it. Which leads me to wonder, what if Toy Freddy here, and the reason people aren't scared of him as he's walking around is because he's actually playing nice. In the one shot where we do see Toy Freddy, it does look like he has angry eyes, but what if this is for for a movie fake out. Like, he's approaching Mike, and Mike's like, oh shit, he's gonna try to kill me. But then it turns out he just like looks at him, gets all friendly, and just gives Abby the Faz talker. Or better yet, Abby wins it by spinning the wheel that we see weirdly early on in the trailer. Now, considering we do see the Faz Fest advertisement on that FNAF 1 movie building, it seems like Abby, in pursuit to save her friends, goes there, sees the advertisement, tells Mike about it, and they both go to Faz Fest together, hence how she gets the walkie-talkie. Now, throughout the rest of the trailer, we see lots of cool brand new shots of the animatronics. Oh god. No, not again. No. Come on, they're even giving him the orange eyes. You can't, what is that? In all seriousness, either these shots look so much more action-packed than the first, or so much more scarier than the first. Like, all the fucking puppet shots where the puppet's like all blurred in the background, as a horror fan, it's just fucking amazing to see a lot more horror elements already just by the trailer of this second movie. Now, I did notice one detail that a lot of people probably overlooked in this chunk of just action-packed scenes. But before we get to that, let's talk narration. In the trailer, we hear two specific lines: "I'm not done with you," and "Where are you gonna run to?" Now, fellow Ghostface fans may already recognize this voice as the voice of Skeet Ulrich, our Henry Emily. After a while of leaks and of everybody practically already knowing it, it's now finally confirmed that Skeet Ulrich is in the movie, not Henry Emily. Don't know why Scott decided to keep that hidden from us. Kind of an odd choice, considering that in the first movie, Scott confirmed Matthew Lillard was William Afton, when even in the story, that shouldn't have really been confirmed until later, you know. Rant aside, back to his lines in the trailer, what could the context be? He's definitely saying it in a serious, pissed off tone. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought these lines are for William Afton. It does seem like, based off of this frame right here, considering that that is Charlie's actor, we may end up seeing fucking Charlie's death. So I could definitely see his daughter's death causing him to be a bitter old man, hence why he's speaking all pissed off like. Going based off the hero's journey, I could definitely see him as the wise old man giving advice to Mike and Vanessa, only to later come in, help them, and reunite with his daughter, which you know is gonna be just an amazing scene. I can't wait to see him reunite with the puppet and just talk to his dead daughter. Do I think he will pull a FNAF 6 Henry moment and burn the whole fucking place down? No, I don't. I honestly feel like that's something they're gonna save for the third movie. I mean, it's already pretty obvious that the third movie will be resembling FNAF 3, and FNAF 3 iconically ends in a fire. I wouldn't put it past Scott to combine the two fires of the games, FNAF 3 and FNAF 6, into the ending FNAF 3 movie fire, having that be the moment where Henry works with Mike to burn it all to the ground. No matter the case, I'm just so glad Skeet Ulrich is gonna be a part of this movie. I just love him as an actor. I loved him as Billy Loomis, and it's pretty surreal to see him up on a stage talking about the funny haha murder bear game, which as a whole, that panel, which you can find on YouTube, I'll link it in the description, it was just so fucking hilarious because, like, Abby's actress was the only one who actually knew stuff about the games. All the other actors was just like trying their best to understand there's fan art. Josh Hutcherson is asked who he's most excited to see in the new movie, and he has to fucking huddle up with Jason Blum and Emma Tammy to make sure that the answer he's about to give doesn't get him sniped by Scott Cawthon. It's like a super cool but also somewhat of a train wreck of a panel that just so happens to get pretty fucking sexy around 21 minutes and 37 seconds in. But speaking of this panel, there was one character I was surprised to see there. Jeremiah. I think there's some pretty big implications to the lore by bringing him back, but that's gonna have to be a theory for another day. I'm sorry, I'm already really late on this video, and I've been busy with Clancy, so yeah, we're gonna be moving on. Anyways, remember that one thing I hyped up a few minutes earlier? A detail from the trailer that I think a lot of people overlooked? You wanna hear what that big detail is? Clothing. Whenever Matt Pat was a part of the FNAF movie, he pointed out how Scott Cawthon was very specific with his character's clothing. And sure enough, whenever I rewatched the FNAF movie for like the 6th time, I noticed Josh Hutcherson's clothing is very similar to a certain Charlie Emily from the Silver Eyes. And it honestly makes sense. The FNAF 1 movie is very similar in plot to the Silver Eyes book. So in both cases, the people who have similar roles are going to have similar clothing. Now, it's a little hard to see, but look who is more dressed like Charlie this time around in this trailer. Vanessa. And also, based on the advertising we've seen so far, a lot of FNAF fans have came to the conclusion that somebody important will be dying by the end of this movie. Now, in the sequel to the Silver Eyes, the Twisted Ones, who dies by the end of that book? Charlie. In case you can't tell what I'm getting at, I think that Vanessa will be dying by the end of this second FNAF movie. But not only that, because let's also take a look at the novel adaptation of the first movie, where Vanessa is characterized to act almost robotic, like damn near mechanical, up to like fucking changing colored pupils and everything. I believe that if the movies continue the path of vaguely following along with the original book trilogy, then Vanessa will be revealed to be a robot. And just like Charlie in the Silver Eyes trilogy, dying in the second story, only to be revealed to be a robot in the third.
What? That's insane. Scott Cawthon would never do something that crazy.
Yeah, like Scott totally hasn't done that in both the books and games universe. Anyways, are y'all excited for the FNAF movie too? Let me know in the comments. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure to smash that like button like I'd smash and I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.
White girls like this, up my ass crack. Black girls, fuck it, I'll do either.